This is a Vekoma family boomerang. Now at first glance, it looks like nothing special, just another family coaster. Well, it is not just another family coaster. In fact, it's a coaster that could change amusement parks forever. How, you might ask? Well, let's find out. There are hundreds, if not thousands of theme parks located throughout the world, and they all want something, a cheap, popular coaster that will get people in the door. Now, those are not easy to come by, and most good marketable attractions cost well north of $10 to $15 million. That is a major problem for many theme parks, especially independent, smaller theme parks. They simply can't afford these massive attractions. So how do these parks get people in the door? Well, they have to go for smaller scale attractions and build up the park over time. They could do that, and maybe one day they'll become a massive theme park. Or they could go down a completely different route and target the biggest moneymaker for theme parks: families. Families often spend the most money at theme parks, and they're a great source of reliable income for hundreds of amusement parks across the world. So a lot of smaller parks choose to become family parks because it's a really good way to make a lot of money, and then grow and expand and become much bigger parks. And not just small parks want to appeal to families. Massive, multi-billion-dollar amusement park companies want to do this too. Cedar Fair, Six Flags, SeaWorld, Disney, you name it, they want to appeal to families. But how do you appeal to families? Well, you build something called a family coaster. Family coasters are coasters in between a kiddie coaster, which is a very small coaster, and a thrill coaster, which is a massive coaster, such as, say, a B&M Hypercoaster. And what's really great for these parks is that a family coaster can appeal to basically anyone that walks into the door. It's not too intense for younger kids, and it's not too boring or mild for older kids and adults. This is a perfect middle ground for a lot of parks. We've seen some decent family coaster models come and go, but we've never really had a standout family coaster model that has changed the industry. But that is all about to change with the Vekoma family boomerang, because I think that this coaster could take over the industry and become easily the best-selling roller coaster we've probably ever seen. The very first Vekoma boomerang opened in 2011. Little did Vekoma know that they would have one of the most successful coaster models on their hands. That's right, since 2011, Vekoma has built 37 family boomerangs, with more on the way in the coming years. But how is this coaster going to change the amusement park industry forever? Well, the Vekoma boomerang is going to give every park an opportunity to add a world-class family coaster to their coaster lineup, because it comes at a very cheap price tag. In addition to that, it is going to be a great way for a lot of smaller parks to get on their feet, because Vekoma boomerangs, they don't cost that much. These coasters are also really good at appealing to families and everyone that visits theme parks. And yes, Vekoma has built almost 40 of these coasters. We are just at the tip of the iceberg, because this coaster will most likely become the best-selling coaster in a matter of years. And there are multiple very good reasons why this will occur. And the last reason might shock you. So let's dive in. Let's talk about the first reason, which is the cheap cost of a Vekoma family boomerang. These coasters only cost around $3 million USD, which is not a lot whatsoever for a roller coaster. This makes it super accessible to just about every park, whether it's a smaller park in a massive chain or a smaller park run by a family. Pretty much any theme park can buy a Vekoma family boomerang, which is awesome for everyone. This also makes it a lot more attractive than some other more expensive family coasters. Because think, if you're a major theme park, you get a family boomerang, and then in like 1 to 2 years, you get a major thrill ride. And now you just added 2 coasters in 2 to 3 years. And that could get a lot of people in the door. Whereas if you were to go for a more expensive family coaster, let's say you had to spend like $7 to $10 million, you would have to wait 2 to 3 years in between coasters, instead of 1 to 2. It spreads out your investments more, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it just means less coasters and more time in between them. Moving on to reason number 2. The Vekoma Family Boomerang is simply a better coaster than a lot of coasters for $3 million. $3 million might be able to get you a cheap flat ride, or a not so great kiddie family coaster that's just not going to be a good ride for anyone. Whereas for the Vekoma Family Boomerang, you're getting about 2,000 feet of track, about an 80-foot tall-ish coaster, and it goes forwards and backwards. So basically 2 ride experiences in one, which is awesome for theme parks and marketing, and it makes a lot of sense. And Vekoma has put them in a place to where their Vekoma Family Boomerang is almost the default option for a family coaster. And it's really good as like a filler coaster before a major addition. Because, you want to spread out the money a little bit, and a lot of years you have very little money to spend. So you pull that for like 1 or 2 years, you spend the $3 million, you get a new coaster, you wait 1 or 2 years, and then you add the major attraction. It's a really good stepping stone between major attractions for a lot of theme parks. Now let's discuss reason number 3. Vekoma has built a reputation for their family coasters. Since 2011, Vekoma's family boomerangs have been praised for their smooth and so pretty thrilling ride experiences. But these coasters have also been super successful and very popular at the parks that build them. So Vekoma's built up a bit of a reputation for these coasters. They went from that one company that made boomerangs, not family boomerangs, the old really bad boomerangs and SLCs, to now the company that makes smooth, thrilling attractions and also surprisingly good family coasters. Vekoma keeps proving to the world that they can make some killer family coasters over and over and over again. Even major custom ones like Big Bear Mountain found at Dollywood. This just gives theme parks a lot of faith that Vekoma will deliver an excellent product every single time. And when they go for a proven Vekoma family boomerang, they know what they're getting. They're getting a really good, really popular family coaster. And just about every theme park wants one of those. Now for our 4th and final reason. Now this answer might surprise you. Theme parks choose family boomerangs a lot of times because they know they will get so much more hype than building some plain random old family coaster. Let me explain. Whenever a theme park builds a new coaster, there's going to be media coverage and YouTubers all talking about it. But recently, when theme parks have building Vekoma family boomerangs, they've been getting a lot more attention than an average family coaster would. Because everyone loves the idea of a family boomerang. And the marketing that these parks can do is a lot more expansive than just a plain old family coaster. And a big factor of that is the backwards aspect of the coaster. It's a really good marketing tool, and it almost counts as 2 ride experiences in one. And a park will get a lot of publicity from just a simple family coaster that barely cost $3 million. Theme parks will get way less hype if they just built some random family coaster that nobody really cares about. But a lot of people really care and really like Vekoma family boomerangs. And theme parks know this, and they keep on buying Vekoma family boomerangs. Because it just makes the most sense. And I feel like these parks are going to be continuing to do that for many years to come. I'm talking at least 3 Vekoma family boomerangs a year, probably more like 3 to 5. This could continue for many years to come. And after some time, this coaster model is going to become one of the most successful of all time. It's going to be one of the most recognizable, reliable, and just best family coasters that the amusement park industry has seen. And it's going to be because Vekoma one day decided to take a crack and improve their old Vekoma boomerang and make it for families. And boy, did they hit it out of the park. So if the Vekoma family boomerang becomes the most successful and popular coaster model in the coming years, you know where you heard it from first. But that is just a theory, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. If you enjoyed the video, I sincerely ask that you leave a like because this video took a lot of time and effort to create. And while you're at it, subscribe down below because it is an amazing way to say thank you. And you don't want to miss out on any future videos coming your way. And if you want to know why Vekoma could dominate the theme park industry in the coming years, then check out the video on your screen right now, and as always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.